What's up, boys and girls? Get ready. Star Wars Episode 9 is coming out in December. And our friends at Cinema Blend have an article out here saying that Star Wars The Rise of Skywalker is tracking for a huge opening, but the lowest of the new trilogy. Now, if you ask me, that is not sounding very good at all, in my opinion, because the reason is The Last Jedi to me did so much damage that The Rise of Skywalker is really going to have to knock it out the park financially and with fans to kind of make this trilogy somewhat of a success, even though I don't think this trilogy is a success whatsoever, and I don't think it will be. But they're saying that this movie is due for a huge opening, but the lowest of the new trilogy. So in other words, they're thinking that this movie is going to make less than The Last Jedi. Now, just for reference here, The Force Awakens made $2 billion when it came out, and The Last Jedi did $1.3 billion. Now, my take on it was that this movie would always make $900 million, nothing more. And I think a lot of people are actually thinking that this movie is going to make somewhere between 1.1 to 1.3 billion. There's quite a few people out there that don't believe that this movie, no matter how good it is going to make more than The Last Jedi. And we've seen this. Star Wars is just going down a downward trend at the box office. The Last Jedi did so much damage. I don't know if the Star Wars can actually recover from what The Last Jedi did, in my opinion. But let's have a look here on what Cinema Blend has to say. And this is actually coming from Box Office Pro. So they're saying the opening weekend ranges between 185 and 225 million. Opening weekend estimate 200 million for the 3-day opening weekend. So domestic total range 550 million to 750. Now, if I'm thinking that this movie is going to make 900 million, I would think that this movie is probably going to have to make somewhere around domestically around the ballpark, maybe 400 million or so. I don't know. We'll just have to see. I could be completely wrong on my $900 million prediction. But overall, I don't think I'm too far off because of these numbers here. Now, check this out. They're predicting a $200 million 3-day opening weekend. Now, for frame of reference here, The Force Awakens, when it came out, it did 248 million on its opening weekend. The Last Jedi did 220 million on its opening weekend. Now, the people on Cinema Blend think it's going to fall somewhere in between, but that's still not a very good success to me. I think it's going to make less than that. I'm thinking, probably like 210, somewhere around there. That's what I'm thinking. And if this movie is somewhat good or if it's somewhat bad, the word of mouth is really going to dictate what this movie is going to get going forward. Now, based off of all the leaks that we've heard, and it seems like a lot of these leaks are true from what we've been seeing with the trailer and everything like that. And there's a rumor about the ending of the movie. It sounds absolutely terrible. I just don't see how this movie is really going to be able to resonate with the fan base. This movie doesn't sound good at all. The trailer did nothing for me. All it did was confirm all the rumors that we've been hearing about. And some of these leaks that they haven't shown in the trailer, there's pictures out there about it. This is going to be a disaster, at least, with the fans, as far as how good the movie is. Now, when it comes to the actual box office, I don't know. I'm sticking with 900 million, but I don't think this movie is going to make more than The Last Jedi. I just don't. Now, this total for domestically is 550. I mean, 550 on the low end. That's really bad for a Star Wars movie. So if this just goes with the low end, 550, this movie could end up finishing somewhere around 1.2 billion. I don't think that's going to be a success considering where Star Wars started at. And then The Last Jedi came in 1.3 billion. And then after that, Solo: A Star Wars Story made 392 million. It was an absolute disaster. That's the damage that The Last Jedi did. And I think this movie is also going to pay for the sins of The Last Jedi, in addition to some of the horrible plot leaks that we've heard about in this movie as well. I'm not expecting really anything from J.J. Abrams in this movie. And the box office numbers may actually dictate that. Now, just because I say the movie's going to make 900 million doesn't mean that it's going to be gospel. If I'm wrong, I'm wrong. But if the movie makes 1 billion, right at 1 billion, so what? I was basically right. The damage has been already been done. There's not going to be a lot to connect to with this movie. And now the rumors are already saying that Rey is going to be the one to take out Palpatine. I think if fans actually see that in this movie, her taking out Palpatine, not Anakin, this could do a lot of damage. I mean, J.J. Abrams is going to really have to pull a magic trick to let people get over that. Now, if you heard some of my Terminator spoilers, you'll see what I'm talking about when you watch that movie. I think Star Wars The Rise of Skywalker could go down the same road that Terminator Dark Fate is going down too. I don't like Rey. I don't think a lot of fans like Rey. She can't be the one to take out Palpatine. If she does, I'm really going to stick to my guns that this movie will make 900 million because it's going to retcon everything about the OT. So $900 million for me. What do you guys think? How much is this movie going to make during this entire box office run? Yes, it's going to have a big opening weekend, but so what? It doesn't matter. They're even predicting that this movie is going to make less than The Last Jedi. The Last Jedi, think of that, guys. The worst Star Wars movie in history. They say it's tracking to be the lowest one in the entire trilogy. Now, this could change, box office numbers could change, We heard about Solo: A Star Wars Story breaking all of these records for pre-sales. How did that work out? Also, we heard about this movie breaking pre-sale records also. Take that with a grain of salt. It was basically pre-sales for the first hour on one website. I can find data to suit my agenda if I wanted to also, but I'm not. This movie, we'll have to see what it does at the box office. But Disney, if it doesn't perform the way you want it to, you have no one to blame but yourself. You let Rian Johnson run wild. The Force Awakens was a rehash of A New Hope, and that movie isn't really aging well with fans of the franchise. But that's just my thoughts on this. What do you guys think of this? Star Wars, The Rise of Skywalker, box office numbers. I want to know what you think this movie will do at the box office. So guys, let me know what you think about all this in the comments. If you're new here to the channel, please hit subscribe to catch future videos from me, and we will catch you on the next video. John Matrixx, out.